Explained. Season 1, Episode 1. The one where Monica gets a roommate. 6 20-somethings in 1990s New York. Monica Geller, a perfectionist chef. Her older brother Ross, a paleontologist reeling from divorce. Chandler Bing, a sarcastic office drone. Joey Tribbiani, a struggling actor. Phoebe Buffay, a quirky masseuse. And Rachel Green, a sheltered runaway bride. They orbit Central Perk, a Greenwich Village coffee shop, where the pilot throws every one of them into free fall at once.
So the very first scene of Friends drops you into Central Perk mid-conversation. The whole group already teasing Monica about a guy she insists she's not dating. No backstory, no origin montage. You just land in the middle of these people's lives, and they're already fully formed.
And within 2 minutes, Ross walks in looking like the world ended. His wife Carol just left him for a woman. He's 26, freshly divorced, and spiraling so hard the group's suggesting strip clubs as therapy.
He's going on about wanting to be married again and just wanting a normal life. Chandler cracks a joke about wanting $1 million. And that exact second, Rachel burst through the door in a soaking wet wedding dress. She ditched her fiancé Barry at the altar because a gravy boat was giving her more excitement than her groom.
If a kitchen appliance outranks your future husband, that's your sign. But the real kicker? She didn't even invite Monica to the wedding. Shows up asking for help from someone she'd basically ghosted since high school.
And Monica takes her in anyway, no questions asked. Rachel calls her dad, tries some mangled shoe and hat metaphor for her identity crisis. It completely falls apart, and Dad cuts her off. 0 money, 0 skills, 0 plan.
So what does she do with that fresh independence? Designer boots on Daddy's credit card, trained for nothing, can't get hired anywhere. But at least her feet look great. Special kind of denial.
Meanwhile, Monica has her own disaster brewing with Paul the wine guy. On their date, he gets all vulnerable. Claims he hasn't been able to perform for 2 years since his divorce. Monica is so moved they end up sleeping together that same night.
Next morning, he's acting like she cured him, comparing the night to every birthday he's ever had. Laying it on impossibly thick. How did she not see that coming?
Her coworker Franny gets back from vacation, and it turns out she also slept with Paul. Exact same 2-year line, exact same routine. The whole thing was a play.
That is genuinely gross.
He literally ran a script on her.
And it's rich that Joey can't believe Monica fell for it. The guy who can't keep his own 3 dates straight suddenly has opinions about red flags. But he's not wrong. That fake vulnerability move is the oldest trick there is.
Over at Ross's empty apartment, the B story is quieter, but lands just as well. Carol took everything. The furniture, the stereo, the good TV. It comes up what Ross got in the split, and he just gestures at the group.
They're what he got. Brutal and sweet.
He's catastrophizing about soulmates. What if there's only one person for everyone, and his already left him for someone better? Joey snaps him out of it with this ice cream metaphor about how there's tons of flavors out there. Tells him to grab a spoon and get back in the game.
It's reductive and kind of perfect at the same time. Sometimes the most obvious advice is what you actually need to hear.
The credit card scene is where Rachel's story really turns. The whole group pressures her to cut them all up. She tries to bail after slicing her library card and calling it a symbolic gesture. Monica makes her actually go through with it, and you can see the moment it hits her.
That's the real beginning of the show, honestly.
And then the episode plants its biggest seed. Late at night, Ross and Rachel end up alone. It comes out he had a massive crush on her in high school. She already knew. He carefully floats taking her out sometime, and she's into it.
Wait, she knew this whole time?
Yep. He walks out practically glowing, grabbed a spoon, calling back Joey's ice cream line. 10 seasons slow burn, planted right there in the pilot.
And the final scene is Rachel working her first shift behind the counter at Central Perk. After that terrible coffee she made that morning, nobody trusts what she's pouring. But they all drink it anyway.
Ross scored a date with Rachel. Rachel is starting from 0 as a waitress. Monica learned vulnerability can be a con.